All right, so we're in Unit 2, Transformations, and we'll be learning about 4 different transformations this unit. But today we're just going to talk about translations. So a transformation, we talked about this yesterday, is a change, just briefly though, because remember, if something transforms, it changes. And it's a change that happens to a figure in the coordinate plane. Okay, and these are the 4 types of changes. A translation, I'll always capitalize that SL, is a slide. Each point in the figure moves the same distance in the same direction. Okay, so right here, this did a translation, which is a slide. So it just went from here to here. It slid. So it slid left and up. Okay. Now, if you look really close at the differences here, you're going to notice that this one right here has those little asterisks there, your apostrophes, and that's the second one. So your original is just normal, and then when you draw your new one, you're going to add those apostrophes, okay? And so we're going to count, and we're going to figure out how this changed, how this slid. All right, so my F, and we always move along the X first, because think about it, your X and your Y, when we write our ordered pair, comes first, right? And so my X changed. Let's go, I'm going to count from F to F. I could also count from H to H, G to G, E to E. But I can't go from H to G or H to F. Okay, so I'm going to go from one letter, one point to the other point that is similar. Okay, that congruent figure. So I'm going to go H to H, actually, because G, I don't really want to cross over through the shape. So ready? I'm going to go, so on the X axis, which is, left to right, I'm going to go left. And let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's where my H is. So left, 4. You could also say left is negative, -4. But we're going to stick with this one. Okay, and on your homework, it looks like this, left/right. With a dash, you're going to circle left and right 4. Okay, and then ready? From there, I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3. So up 3. Okay, and so on your homework, it's going to be up/down blank, and you're going to go up 3. Okay, now over here, so that's a slide. We slid left and up. Okay, now let's come down here. All right, so now we're going to translate this figure, right 5 and down 3. Okay, so that means I'm going to move E, right 5 and down 2. I'm going to move W, right 5 and down 2. I'm going to move G, right 5 and down 2. I'm going to do them one at a time, and I'm going to count every time. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oop, I got to get closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 2. And that's where I mark. And I'm going to mark that E now so I don't get confused as to which one I moved. Oh, and I've got to mark it prime. That's called prime. So that apostrophe is called prime. Okay, say that out loud. Prime. Okay, so this is E, and this is E prime. Okay, and then I'm going to move the same thing. Right 5, down 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. And that is W prime. Not W, but W prime. G. Please make sure that you are taking these notes with me. So you should have a pencil. If you don't have a pencil, press pause and go grab one. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. And that is G prime. And I'm going to pay attention to right up and down. Those are up and down too. So that one's right, okay? And then my E, I'm going to compare. If you're a terrible drawer and your shapes are bad, I don't care if you use a ruler. I don't care what it looks like. We'll be checking your shapes though, okay? So I should be right on the outskirts there. Now, this right here is called mapping notation, and I'll go over it really fast. It's not going to be on your homework, but it is kind of nice to know. Okay, it's a little bit more accurate. So when we move along the X -3, that is left 3, left 3. And when we move along the Y, if you go in a +2 direction, that's up 2. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit faster because this is not something that's on your homework. So X +3, when you move along the X axis, you're going left and right, and positive is to the right 3. okay? And along the y-axis is up and down, okay, up and down. And so y negative 3 would be down 3. So we'll talk about more of this tomorrow. I just want to skip to the next page in practicing, okay? So here we've got to first figure out which one was there first. And this is the one first because those have the prime. Okay, so that's probably your most important thing to do, is to make sure that you are figuring out which one was there first. And this looks identical to the one on the previous page, and it is. So I'm going to go from H to H prime. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's left 4, and 1, 2, 3, up 3. All right, let's go on to this one. So first figure out which one is your prime. It's not quite as obvious, but if you look close, I see a prime right there. All right, and so this is my prime, this is my original. And I'm going to go from, I guess it doesn't really matter here. Let's go from B to B. So B to B. You might not want to do that because it's sitting right there. Maybe that's confusing. So maybe you want to go L to L. You could go E to E. Let's go B. Ready? So I'm going to go from my original, I've got to go left, right? And that's X minus, which again, you don't need to know, but I'm going over it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that puts me right above that. So I went left 4. And then I'm going to travel up together. Up, 1, 2. Up 2. And that would be a Y plus 2, X minus 4. All right. And on your homework, that's what you're going to have. All right. And over here, so ready? Figure out which one your prime is. There we go. That was their second. This was their original. So let's go from A to A. I feel like that's nice and simple. Nothing crosses over. So if I start here, I'm going to go to the right. Right. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go down, and I only go down 1. Right? And I'll show you, just because that would be X to the right would be a plus 4. And Y would be down 1. So along the y-axis, we'd go negative 1. All right, and what's the first thing we do? Find the original. This is the original, that's the prime. Let's go from A to A. So ready? I'm going to move from this one over here. I'm going to move left, and let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that would be X minus 5. Just a little, I like to show you that. And then ready, once I'm there, do I have to go up or down? I do not. So that's it. Okay, I can circle up or down, but then write 0. This would be a Y, and you would actually just leave it blank. So your notation would be X minus 5, Y. It doesn't change. Now if I add 0 or subtract 0, does that change anything? It does not. So that's all you need to mark on your homework is left 5. Okay, and now we're going to translate this. Now we're going to actually practice translating this. Okay, so X plus 4, this actually means along the X, you're moving right 4. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to move every single one of these right 4, and then I'm going to move it along the y-axis. Plus 3 is up, so up 3. Okay, so right 4 and up 3. Let's start with my y. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and mark. Okay, and if you want to watch first, make sure you're pausing and doing this with me. Go at whatever speed you need. So right 4, up 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to label as I go because this one's kind of confusing, right? Oh, I forgot my prime. I forgot my prime. Don't forget your prime. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. X prime. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And that was, looks like a W, I think. A W prime. So let's see. I noticed right here I only cross over 1. So I did that right because I'm only crossing over 1 square there. And these are straight up and down 2. So I've done that one correct. 1, 2. I'm crossing over 2 blocks over here. And yep, that's right. So my shape is good. Make sure you've got your primes. Okay, and over here, so let's read this mapping notation. So if I move along the X in a negative direction, that's going to go left 2. And on the homework, I have written left 2. And then Y along the Y-axis, plus 2, a positive direction, is up 2. So we're going to move these left 2, up 2. So we've got more spots now. So ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. And label. So that A sits right on top of that E. So I'm going to label it A, and I'm going to mark prime. Okay, now let's do the E. 1, 2, 1, 2. Label that E prime. Did I mark my A prime? Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's D prime. B. 1, 2, 1, 2. B prime and C. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right up there on the edge. C prime. Now let's connect it. This is a little bit confusing. So A to B connects straight across. There we go. And then A to E connects. So let's connect A to E, which is right there. And that looks good. We crossed over 2 blocks right in the middle there, and we did that. And then E to D. Let's make that crown, and D to C. And then C to B. There we go. And that looks pretty good. Okay, go ahead and go to, grab the worksheet from the sub and get to work, please.